It's on Reno Sports Bar and Grill. When you come to Reno's, you better come to play. Dine and have a great time any night or day. It's on, we beat the rest. A great time is on tap. It's on, northeast and west, you'll find us on the map. It's on Reno Sports Bar and Grill.
Welcome to Pickleball, Michigan and Beyond, a show that explores the people, players, places, and most importantly, communities that make up pickleball in Michigan and around the world. Here's your host, Tony Conley.
Welcome to Pickleball, Michigan and Beyond. I'm your host, Tony Conley. Thanks so much for again tuning in. So today's guest is someone that many people in the pickleball community told me I needed to talk to. Whether it was pickleball promoter here in Michigan, Jesse Stipkak, pro players Carl Pollock, and Xavier Moy from Court One, countless amateur players said, you have to talk to Teresa Tarn. And I've been trying to for weeks and weeks, but Teresa not only has moved out of the state of Michigan, but she's constantly traveling to play in tournaments. So we're going to talk a lot about what she's been up to. Teresa Tarn, senior professional pickleball player, joins us today. Teresa, how are you?
I'm great, thank you.
All right. Everyone I talk to who's a professional pickleball player has a constant smile on their face.
Because we're living our best lives. That's
All right.
the way to roll.
All right. Well, let's go back. Let's talk about your high school and college experience. Take us back to high school and then catch us up to after you graduated from college.
Okay, so I went to Holt High School. I graduated with honors. I was a basketball, volleyball, softball player. Got recruited out of high school to play softball. I went to LCC to start and then walked on to Michigan State and got a full ride playing softball at Michigan State. Then my fifth year, I graduated, or I was the batting coach. So I stuck around to be a grad assistant. I graduated with teaching degree, so I then therefore was teaching in Lansing Public Schools and fostering, coaching basketball, volleyball, softball, and baseball. So,
all right, so we kind of travel in the same circle. So were you at MSU when Jackie Joseph was there?
I was not. I actually was before that.
Okay.
I was with Gloria Bexford.
Okay. And at LCC, who was your coach?
Barb, I can't remember her last name. Barb something. I can't remember her last name. Senior.
But LCC has a rich history in softball, though, don't they?
We had a great team. Yeah, we had a wonderful team of women that competed at a high level, and we were very successful, yes.
All right. So what'd you do after college?
So after college, I got like I said, I started teaching in Lansing Public Schools. And so I taught inner city for many years. And then my husband took a job in Midland, Michigan. So I retired, took the early buyout and left Lansing Public Schools and then went to Midland, Michigan and started playing tennis. And then I became a tennis coach. And so I was working with young kids at the Midland Community Tennis Center teaching tennis.
All right. And we're going to talk a little bit more about your coaching experience, but your coaching wasn't strictly limited to softball and tennis, was it?
No, I literally coached basketball and volleyball at the junior high and then at the high school levels. And then I worked on travel basketball for boys. And because my son was, because I have two boys. So I coached their teams in travel basketball and travel baseball. And then with my softball, I became the pitching coach or batting coach, so to speak, throwing bullpen for the higher level baseball team for my son.
So what was the most fun to coach?
The most fun was the travel baseball and boys because it was intense and boys just want to play. Girls, you have to worry about hair and makeup and clothing and matching and hormones and all of that good stuff. So I love the boys.
All right. So you have the sports background, coached a lot of different things, played a lot of different things. What led you to pickleball?
That's a great question. So Simone Jardim, which is the GOAT of pickleball, was the tennis coach at Michigan State. I did a pro-am with her at one point, and her husband, Chad, coached my son in travel baseball. So I got to know them very well. And Simone kept saying, you need to or you need to try pickleball. You need to try pickleball. And I'm like, no, first of all, I'm too busy coaching and working for your husband. But it's a plastic ball. It's for old people and it's stupid. So
So why is Simone the GOAT?
Simone has so many records. She's amazing. She is off the hook in terms of talent. She's just one of the best out
Okay,
there in women.
so I didn't mean to cut you off. So she got you involved. Keep going from there.
Yeah, so then Corey Randall works at Court One. He is the CEO at Court One. He called me one day and he said, listen, I got 3 guys. You're coming to play pickleball. I'm like, no, I'm not. He's like, yes, you are. Get your butt here. So you will laugh. I got on the court and in 5 minutes, I'm like, oh my God, I'm hooked. And this isn't for old people. This is amazing. And 1 week later, I was in my first tournament playing with Corey Randall.
Really?
Yeah. So I didn't even know the rules. I didn't know anything. We won 2 and we lost 2. And from then on, I was hooked. I am kind of like OCD about everything and I'm a little driven. And so when I put my head down, I am going to learn this sport and learn it fast. So long and short, every tournament that I played in after that, I medaled.
All right. So you started getting involved early after that first tournament. Talk about the progression until you decided to go pro.
So I had many people that were telling me, do it the right way. I started out at 3-0. I medaled at 3-0 repetitively. I moved up to 3-5. I medaled at 3-5 repetitively. I moved up to 4-0. I went to 4-5. I went to 5-0. And I'm like, okay, what's next? I'm winning at 5-0 and I don't know what I should do. Well, COVID came and somebody suggested to me, hey, have you ever thought about trying senior pro? And I'm like, no, there's no way that I'm ready for senior pro. So I entered my first tournament, and I'm not going to lie, it was at the Pickleplex in Punta Gorda. And I literally walked off the court going, I am not ready for senior pro. But I kept trying, and within 3 months, I got my first medal in senior
All right.
pro.
All right, so take us to that one moment when you went, oh boy, your senior moment. Welcome to the pros.
Oh, it's very easy. I got hit like 5 times.
So
I
you got
mean,
body bagged, huh?
oh, I got body bagged bad. So my partner kept saying, "Oh, I'm third shot drop, put the ball right in front of," and I happened to be playing Mircea Moraru, who is one of the top senior pros on the circuit today, and was very good back then. Came from a huge tennis background, USTA, the whole 9 yards. And every time I dropped the ball, he'd step back and he'd drive it so hard at me, I literally had welts all over my body. And I went, okay, what's the pattern here? I mean, I didn't even really understand the strategy. Well, at every level, at 3-5, it's different. At 4-0, it's different. What works at 4-0 doesn't work at 4-5, So I've learned the nuance of the game. And within 3 months, I really studied hard. Thanks to Eva Welsher. She was my role model. She was the person I looked up to because she was playing and she was playing at a top level as well. And so that's how I started to learn the game.
Right. So Teresa, like you, I'm a coach. I'm a basketball coach, and I really like to analyze things when it comes to sports. And one of the things that I like to do in pickleball is find the weaknesses of my opponent. Can they hit backhand? Can they hit forehand? Can they move? Can they get to dinks? Can they handle shots to the body? You do the same thing?
Absolutely. And so that's another thing that mentor Eva Welsher taught me was watch video. I literally went and researched my opponents and looked at video. We looked at what their weaknesses were, how I could beat them. Were they good at high balls? Were they good at low balls? Were they good at soft balls? That type of thing. So that's how I broke down video. And then I videotaped myself. Am I getting low? Am I moving through the shot? Am I able to keep my dinks low, unattackable? That type of thing.
So, Teresa, our body bag shots, is that dirty play? Is that poor sportsmanship, or it is what it is?
Absolutely not. It's part of the game. And so I always say, you know what? Keep your paddle up. It's your fault you put your paddle down. I'm sorry, but
So the first pro tournament, you thought, man, this was tough, but you went 2-2. Did you have a moment where you realize, "Ah, I can do this? And then what did you have to do to take it up to the next level?
So again, obsession. I literally train. Being that I was retired and my kids were gone finally, I put in probably with my own training, and I lift really hard and I do cardio. I work out maybe 6, 7 hours a day, and I'm not exaggerating. That was 5 days a week, and then I'd play. That would be play, drilling, workouts, and cardio, fitness, that type of thing, cross training. But I went all in. I trained like a professional athlete. I ate like a professional athlete. Unfortunately, menopause was catching up with me, and I was gaining weight very quickly and not knowing how to control it. And I went on a high protein, high clean diet. No alcohol, no soda, no sugar. I lost 35 pounds and I became ripped. And so now I'm 59 and I'm still ripped, and I'm in probably the best shape of my life entering my 60s.
Teresa, difference between senior pro and the pro circuit.
Difference is it's a different game. So I play with many of the young pros now in Florida. We did not have a lot of young pros in Michigan, but we train full time together down here, and it's faster. The speed ups are faster. The body bags are more prominent. You've got to keep your paddle up. You've got to be on the balls of your feet. You've got to be moving. They get to everything, so there isn't a drop shot. They defend everything very well because they're so fast. So you never think that you can put a ball away. In senior pro, we can put balls away. We can hit drop shots. As you say, the older person that can't get to the ball, we can drop on them. My strength is I'm a power player, but I've worked really hard on the soft game. So I am a combination full circle of every aspect of the game.
And Teresa, you're training 6 days a week, aren't you?
Unfortunately, I'm training 7 days a week right now. My husband yells at me right now that I need to take a day off, and I'll go 16, 17 days straight, which is really hard. But I really work on recovery while I'm doing it. I have an infrared sauna with red light therapy. I have the recovery legs. I have massage therapists, massage guns. I go to a chiropractor to get aligned, blah, blah, blah.
But the athletes like you, uh, it seems like when they live in that box, they enjoy the journey. Are you enjoying that journey?
I'm eating up every single second of it. Are you kidding? I'm living my best life. I am having so much fun. It's amazing.
So where are you at now in your career? I don't know if senior pros have dupers, but talk a little bit about where you are now with your game and how you're faring at tournaments.
Yeah, so I just had my best month on record. I went to England. I traveled the entire month. I was gone the entire month. So I went to England. I competed with the number one player in the world, Lee Whitwell, and we won gold and in senior pro. And then I played with another gentleman. Riley Bonner is an up and coming young pro. I played with her dad, Chris, and we won silver, only losing to Lee and her partner, Marcelo. So I won gold and silver there, and then I traveled to Midland, Michigan, and I won gold with Lee again in women's pro. And then I went to the Fort and made qualies for the tournament there in both divisions, mixed and senior pro. And then I went to Chicago Open, and placed fifth, upsetting the 2 seed and the 3 seed, and in the money, of course. So that was a very financially good month. But again, for me, it's not about so much getting into the medal rounds. It's really about getting in the money at this point.
Mhm.
Um,
So when you get in the money, what can you give us ballpark? What are we talking? 8 through 1, first place get in the money. Talk about that if you can.
yeah, absolutely. So if it's a tier one, usually the payout is like 3,500, and you split that between you and your partner.
Mhm.
It will go all the way down tier one to maybe sixth or eighth place, depending on, and you'll get 250. So you'll get back what you've put in terms of your fees to get into the tournament, so to speak. Your fees generally are $430 for 2 events. Sometimes people do 3 events, so you're looking at over $500. Most people have sponsors that pay your entry fees into the tournament, and then we'll do a match, and they'll match whatever you win. So if you win $2,000, they'll match $2,000. So you're taking home $4,000 for winnings. So there isn't a lot of money for senior pro, but there's enough money that we can break even and or make a little money and still have fun doing it.
Teresa, you're getting paid. You're making money to play pickleball. How cool is that?
Well, my best year was year before last, where I was working with Gamma, and I made $22,000. So yes, that doesn't sound like a lot of money, but when you're gone every weekend and you have expenses on top of it, that's all cake to me. That's just fun because I'm having fun doing what I'm doing.
So Teresa, when you travel on those trips, do you take some time to see the environment you're in?
A lot of times, yes. A lot of times, no. It just depends on how quick a turnaround. I have to get back because I'm in demand teaching in Punta Gorda, and so I spend more time on court now teaching as well. So, which is really my passion. I love to give back, and I love to give back to the sport. And we're now getting these young kids, and I'm loving working with these young kids to inspire them.
All right, we're going to talk a little bit more about coaching, but I wanted to ask you, how cool was it to play in that tournament, to come home to Michigan, to come home, if you will, to Midland and play?
So I lived in Midland 11 years, 12 years. And I had people that I hadn't seen that I played tennis with. And I literally, after I won gold, I'm not going to exaggerate, I cried. I literally teared up because I had so many people there cheering me on. And that was my first gold medal in women's doubles. And so, well, other than the one in England, but for my partner to trust me and know that I have improved, and it just the whole thing to come home to spend time with family was amazing.
Can you feel that crowd? Does it give you juice? Does it give you adrenaline?
Absolutely. So I'm a baller, and I may not play great in rec. And I don't always, because I'm always thinking about other things that I need to be doing, or I'm working on things. When I go to tournament play, it's game on, and that's when I always play my best. I rise to the timing of the matches and or the back draws. It doesn't matter. I just rise up. So that's when I succeed the best.
Let's talk about coaching. You've coached a multitude of sports. Tell us when you first decided, maybe I could help other people get better. Talk about that moment.
My whole life, I come from a teaching family. My grandmother was forced retired at 71. My dad was a principal at Lansing Everett High School. He taught Irvin Magic Johnson and then became principal at the same school. So I've had teaching in my family, my history, and I love watching that little light bulb come on. I watch people get excited as I was when I came into the sport, and I still am. I still have the passion. For 7 years, I've never worked harder in my life at something, and I still continue to work hard, even though I may not do as many tournaments next year because I have so many teaching opportunities that I want to take advantage of right now.
Did you think teaching was going to take off the way it did, and what caused that?
I think it's because the sport has grown so much. But again, I went to school to be a teacher, so I know how to turn on a dime. If something's not working, I know how to adjust accordingly. I have all my lessons plans written out, and then I have backup lessons. And if something is working, then we continue to work on and build on that something that's working. So you have to be flexible. You have to be accommodating. You have to, because I work with all ages, you have to be flexible enough to, this person can't move their knee. They've had knee surgery or a total knee or a total hip. I have to accommodate everyone. And my mantra for teaching is simple. Us old dogs, that you can teach them new tricks, but if something works for them, then let's just make it better. Let's not try to change it completely and totally screw you up. Let's just have fun with what is working now. So that's how I approach things.
Three different parts. One is skill development.
Yep.
Two is working on whatever we might do, whether it's plays and bounce plays. And then three is competition, competing.
Yep.
Tell me what you do, and I know you have different levels that you're working with, but what's your teaching style?
So my teaching style starts with fundamentals. It always starts with footwork. And there's a lot of teachers that don't focus on the footwork part of it. If you're
Because
teaching,
that's no fun to everyone wants to bang away, right?
and that's just it. So my background is in kinesiology and sports psychology. So those are the two things that I have emphasis on is you draw that string all the way from the center of your body. Are you in balance? And I start with fundamentals because if I can keep people doing fundamentals, then they can build and add on to their fundamentals with attacks or adding things to their game. And so I try to keep it really simple. And as that person grows, then I add things in that I think that they can handle. So that's how I approach it.
Well, Teresa, many of the folks we've interviewed so far talk about how during COVID, pickleball kind of took off. It got people interested. But it still seems like with the facilities I'm seeing in Michigan, I'm sure you see them worldwide. Why does pickleball continue to grow the way it is?
Because it's all inclusive. Anybody, any age, any position. Like I just played in the U.S. Open this last year and had a wheelchair player. So I was the able-bodied person, and they call it hybrid. And so they had certain rules that they applied, but anybody can play this game. The first person that I played with, one of the first women that I played with in the group, was 82 years old. Former tennis player. She could hardly move, but she had beautiful strokes and beautiful mechanics. So those are you can, any age, any movement, but it's social. We have the social part of this game where you can stand next to each other, you can laugh, you can whiff at balls, and then swing four more times. So that's what makes it fun.
All right. So, Teresa, I've been playing, 6, 8 months, somewhere in there. And what I've noticed, just playing around the state of Michigan, most of these people are so competitive, and either their bodies weren't letting them do what they used to do, or they were looking for something that was different or fun. What do you see as folks getting really involved in pickleball?
Oh, that's the exact same thing here. Just again, all ages, all physicalities. I mean, we've got people with double knee braces that can hardly move. I had a woman who had a stroke, and I got her out on the court, and I was doing a lesson with her. We have, you name it, any ailment. It's just fun, and it gets people out off their couch and moving. And even if the movements are small, we talk about mathematics and angle and geometry a lot. We're just opening faces of the paddle and allowing them to hit the ball, and they have success immediately. That success leads to them wanting to play more.
Teresa, I'm a player somewhere between 2.5 and 3.0, really not focused on that, just really trying to learn the game.
Yep.
What's the best thing I can do to improve my game? I'll tell you, I don't know if you've had the opportunity to meet Jessie Stipkat. She's the person who introduced the game to me. She promotes a lot of tournaments in the mid-Michigan area. And the one thing she told me, because I'm a banger, the one thing she told me is you just have to learn to be patient until the other team makes a mistake. Keep the ball in play until you get a kill shot or until they make a mistake. Add upon that, if you will.
I will. So the first thing that I tell people is the game will slow down. The best way to slow a game down is to let the ball bounce. Don't try to take everything in the air, reaching, stabbing at balls. Let it bounce. See the ball off your paddle, and then go ahead and hit the ball after it's bounced. So that gives you time. Yes, it gives your opponent time, but it gives you time to assess their movement and to directionally hit a ball. The other thing that I will add is the most part is being that you have more time than you think, right? If you make if you make the ball bounce on your opponent, it's very difficult for them to attack you, or it's more difficult because they have to hit up. So the biggest things that I tell my clients, make the ball bounce. Loosen your grip and make the ball bounce. And you'll see more success.
And checks in the mail for that lesson there.
There you go.
You've traveled the world. Normally, I'll ask folks some of the best plays they've seen, maybe in Michigan, maybe in the Midwest. Talk about some of the facilities you've been to
Oh my goodness.
around the globe, and what impressed you about them.
So one of my favorite places is Turks and Caicos. So I did a camp in Turks and Caicos, and that was just glorious, of course, the sandy beaches and whatnot.
Mhm.
But England was a lot of fun. Again, but if I go to the United States, I've almost been in probably 30 states now, maybe even more, of just pickleball. Alabama has one of the most incredible outdoor venues. Georgia has some amazing places as well. But they're growing more and more. California is spectacular. They have beautiful venues. Pretty much any venue that I've played in APP has been spectacular. Las Vegas has some amazing venues. So it's really dependent on the size of the tournament that you go to is the venue that you go to. There's beautiful small ones, there's beautiful large ones, but it's very hard to lock in. Palmetto Dunes is fantastic. They have the most beautiful facility. And then you get to walk right to the beach and go walk the beach. So it's what you bring to the event. And is there other things that you can do while you're at the event?
So, Teresa, you've accomplished so much already. What's next? What's the goal that you're reaching for now?
So I knew you were going to ask me this. So I am turning 60 in 2 years. I'm going to be 59 this next year. So I'm pickleball 59. I have to wait until I'm 60 to enter masters. Masters is just harder and harder. It's now for 60 and above. I am still competing with these young kids successfully. So my goal right now is to enter more into teaching, to give back more to the sport while I can. And then I am currently in the process of building my own indoor and outdoor court, potentially two courts. I'm not sure indoor. We haven't decided yet, but to facilitate more teaching because I really love teaching and I love giving back to the sport the most.
Do you like teaching one-on-one better or classes?
I like one-on-one, one-on-two, one-on-three, one-on-four. That's kind of my specialty because my niche is when a person takes a lesson with me, they leave with the notes from my lesson. I don't expect them to go and remember every small detail that I've given them. So I break down the lesson, I write it out for them, and then my favorite thing to do is videotape because people hate to watch themselves videotape. They think they're getting low, they're barely bending their knees. They're not getting their paddle under the ball. Their head is lifting up. That's the biggest thing is I see when people go to hit the ball, they immediately lift, which changes the target on their paddle. So I'm really working hard on getting people fundamentals, and through that visualization, they can go and now self-correct. So they don't have to come back and see me. That's my goal.
The camera doesn't lie, does it?
No, it does not lie. And that's
All
why I videotape me.
So before I let you go, I want you to talk about your sponsors, who they are, and how they've been important to you.
So right now, my biggest sponsor is Youth Fuel. Youth Fuel is a online subscription where you're working with testosterone, NAD plus. So these are all things that I use to fuel my body. NAD plus is the biggest one for me because it's a cellular connection where I'm now having energy throughout the day. As you know, we get older, we lose energy, and hormones are off, and so they're one of my biggest ones. I have lots of other ones, JoJo and Low, many of these other sponsors that I've brought along the way. But they're not necessarily sponsors. They're more ambassadors. So they don't really do a lot for me unless I'm pushing. Social media has become big, and I'm throwing that in because I have 12,000 followers on Instagram. I've built such a group of massive people. But everything I post is all about positivity. It's all about bettering yourself. How can you improve yourself? Daily motivation, psychology 101. Most of the clients that come to me now are having mental problems, and not mental problems in terms of it's sport mental problems of not having confidence, not knowing how to adjust mid game. So I'm really working on sports psychology as well with a lot of my clients now. So it's just Youth Fuel right now that is my biggest sponsor. So
Teresa, before I let you go, I always ask, I know the answer, but I'm going to ask anyway. How are you living? How's your family? How are your friends? How's life?
you know what? My life is amazing. I have so many pickleball friends that we get together. And outside of pickleball, we, go out to dinner and we hang out and we do things together. And my husband unfortunately lives on the road, so we live separate lives, so to speak. He works in Tennessee, and he comes home every 3 weeks, and so he's home for a week or two, and then he goes back to Tennessee. So I have two boys, one in Asheville, North Carolina. That's a nurse anesthetist. Say that 10 times fast. And then I have another one in Mesa. So my family's great. I just got to spend time in Mesa with my youngest son. First time I'd seen him since last Christmas. So life is great. I love my life. And if there's something that's bad, you know what? You change it and you make it for the better.
Any words for friends and family back here in Michigan?
I miss you all. I love you all. And thank you to all those people. Truly, thank you that started me in this. And you're always in my heart. And I so appreciate you getting me involved in this game and for all the friendships as well.
And Teresa, for folks who want to follow you on the road, follow your teaching, maybe even see if they can get a lesson or two, where can they find you?
So Teresa Tarn Pickleball, Teresa Tarn PB at gmail.com. And Teresa Tarn Pickleball, if you just Google me, I have my own website as well.
All right, Teresa, I appreciate you so much. I will be down in Florida twice next year. I'm gonna look you up, and I'm going someplace else where a friend of mine told me to take your pickleball paddles when you go. So last year, my wife and I went to the Virgin Islands, and there were pickleball courts.
Love it.
So we're taking them this time.
Yes.
But we're taking them this time. But when I get down in your area, I'll see if I can look you up and
a free lesson. Free lesson is there.
Maybe hit a few with you and go out and grab some food.
And we'll videotape and we'll put it on some social media and we'll drum up more business.
All right, Teresa, I appreciate you so much, your time. I know you're in between classes and training and whatnot. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. It was wonderful.
Senior pickleball player. Oh my goodness, Teresa Tarn, maybe the best interview we've ever had. We appreciate you. We'll talk to you again soon. I'm Tony Conley. This is Pickleball Michigan and Beyond. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to Pickleball Michigan and Beyond. Follow us on Facebook and check out our website, pickleballmichiganandbeyond.com.
In a world where every structure tells a story, one name has been crafting narratives of success for 100 years, C.E. Gleason Constructors. For a century, we've been the general contractors of opportunity, the builders of dreams. From retail developments to state-of-the-art industrial complexes, real estate developments, and senior living communities. Our legacy is defined by the diverse portfolios of projects we've brought to life. With a commitment to craftsmanship, we've transformed visions into reality. Here's to 100 years. Let us help you expand your business. C.E. Gleason Constructors, building visions and turning dreams into reality.